Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. We're going to look today at a play here involving four guys that played in the 2014 Australian Open final. And I want to look specifically at the job that the returner has in terms of playing the point effectively. All right, in this case, the returner is Eric Butorac. So we're going to watch the play in its entirety here. All right, so you can see he ends up losing the point, but we want to really kind of dissect what jobs he has to do in order to keep his team at least, in the hunt in terms of winning this point. First and foremost is his position. This is a second serve attempt by the server Robert Lindstedt. So you can see the position here is closer to the baseline, and that's something I want you guys to start to do in doubles, is cut down on that, that spacing behind the baseline that's a little more necessary in singles, and especially if the server's not producing a really big serve. In this case, the miles per hour, I think we're in the high 80s, maybe low 90s, which is obviously slow for these guys, but for a lot of you club level players, 80 miles per hour is a faster serve. So it's all relative. You're not gonna probably see an 80 mile per hour second serve. It'll probably be closer to 50, and that's where I'm comfortable telling you guys to stay a little tighter to the baseline when you're returning a slower serve. Okay. Secondly, really big job here. This net player is the biggest threat to Butorac's return a serve. If the net player gets his hand on the return, he's going to probably pop a volley through this guy's legs and win the point. So Butorac's main job, and for you guys when you're in this net position, your main job is to keep it away from this net player with your return a serve. And I will kind of put a little caveat out there for that. If you guys notice that your opposing net player is in an awkward position, maybe they're really far back or they're really off the side of the court, these are times where hitting at them is okay because they're not in a really offensive position. So going at them when they're standing in a little more defensive spot will expose their volleys. In this case, in the case that I want to go off with you guys, is that the net player establishes a good position before the return gets hit. So at this point, we need to respect this player greatly and really work on getting this return away from this guy. So as you can see, he's lefty, plays that forehand, and our net man on the opposite side of the net had no chance to get his racket on that ball. And at this point, the returner's done his job in terms of trying to get his partner a volley on top of the net. Okay? Something about that cross-court return, you guys, one other thing to mention is, we hear a lot about getting the ball deep on the return of serve to keep the server back. In this case, this server's serving and volleying. He's coming in no matter what. So in doubles, a lot of time, the angle of the return becomes more important than the actual depth of the return, especially if you're playing a serve and volleyer. Because if we can stretch this guy out over into this corner over here, we've done a really good job to play keep away from the net player, but it's going to be a tougher position to volley from or to hit a ground stroke from if our server's out wide over here versus more near the center of the court. Okay, so Butorac did a really good job in terms of his positioning and the effectiveness of his return. At this point, there's two people at the net. We can't keep it away from a net player at this point because they're both up. So these two guys just executed a really good game plan. But our returner did a great job kind of covering his bases in terms of how to start a point effectively on the return side. Okay, so work that position. Get yourselves a little closer to the baseline. Really work on driving that return away from the net player. And, just look to get your partner involved up there. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please click like below this video. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.